to be able to transfer or to carry out your second migration on the Pi network, you will need to perform a phase verification. You get? So, and also in the phase verification, the second thing is you should be prepared. The environment you are, you should make sure it is daytime so that you'll be able to capture yourself and carry out the liveliness check effectively to carry out your second migration. So that said, let's get right into it. So first, you have to click on this place. Click on this place. You click on it. Then you head to your mainnet. The mainnet. Then you click on your mainnet. Now, I'm going to explain something to you first before we carry on with the transfer, that the second migration. Now, so many people are actually having issues today from the first migration due to something they did initially in the past years, of which they were ignorant about, at which when Pi listed, or some of them were migrated, that's in the first migration, they discovered they couldn't sell their Pi because the Pi was locked up. So, and it was a setting they actually did themselves, but they never knew the effect. So before you carry out your second migration, not to make that same mistake you made in your first migration, there is something I'll be explaining to you here so that you take note of it. Now, when you come to configure lockup rate, you click on it. Now, I will be explaining something here. Make sure you pay attention to this so that you don't make the same mistake you made from the first migration. Now, you have this. Sorry, you have this. You have this. And you have this now, which is the lockup percentage and the lockup duration. Now let me explain something to you here. This place says something. It says automatically lock up a portion of my transferable balance to mainnet upon my next balance migration, which is the second migration we want to do. Now my Pi will continue to be locked up at this rate for future mainnet transfer unless adjusted later. Now this last phrase is what I want to explain. My Pi will continue to be locked up at this rate for future mainnet transfer unless adjusted later. That is to say, this setup that we have here, that's the lockup percentage and the lockup duration that we have here, will continue to affect every of our subsequent Pi migration, being it the third migration and the rest. You get? Because this lockup was what I did for my first migration, for the first migration. So it will continue to affect every other migration I am going to do unless I come back here to adjust it. That's what this statement means. You get? So now I'll be explaining this now. The first one, which is the lockup percentage. Now, from the total balance here, from this transferable balance here, because that's what we have that can be transferable in our second migration, you get? From this second balance, configure lockup. Now, from that balance we have there, the lockup percentage now, since this is at 100%, it means if I leave this at 100%, even if my second Pi is migrated, that's the second migration happens, 100%, that's everything is going to be locked. Everything is going to be locked. I will not have access to it. I don't know if you understand. So you will have to adjust the percentage that you want to be locked upon migration. So if you bring it to 90%, it means 90% of the pie from the transferable balance is going to be locked. You get? So same thing when you bring it to 50% and when you bring it to 25%. You get? So now, coming to the second part, which is the lockup duration. So if I am locking up 100%, for this to be here, it means I'm locking up the 100% for 3 years, which means even after the second migration happens, 100% of the token is going to be locked. 100% of the token is going to be locked, and it's going to be locked for 3 years. So you see, that's the mistake some people made then that is actually affecting them now. Though some people did it purposely, you get, because they didn't want to like touch the pie or so, but some people did it ignorantly and they didn't know, you get. So now if you adjust this to this part, that your 100% pie will be locked for 1 year. Same thing when you adjust it to 6 months. Same thing when you adjust it to 3 weeks. Now I want you to pay attention to something. This part, you get. So the higher the percentage you lock, and with a longer duration, the higher the percentage of your mining rate. I don't know if you understand. It affects your mining rate. So if you lock up lesser percentage in lesser time, the percentage of mining will be very less. If you lock up higher percentage on a higher years, the percentage of mining will be high, as you can see, you get. So now, for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to lock up 50% for just 2 weeks, because for those people that their first migration is still locked up till now. So if you really want to do the second migration and maybe sell off, so you can consider this, or probably just lock up 25% for 2 weeks, you get. So that is to say, upon migration, after the 14 days normal wait, your locked portion or your locked pie will just be locked for just 2 weeks, and then it will be open for you to get access with. So let's just do this like this, or let me just do it like this. Since I don't have much, I'll just increase it. I'm locking 100% for 3 years or for 1 year to increase my mining rate. Then you have to click on this place, you click here, increase commitment, you click on it, success. Now let's move on. Now you have to come back here. Now you go to your, we are about to do the migration now, the second migration now. So you click on minute checklist, you scroll down. Now on this part, what you should click is this part, migrate to mainnet. But before you click on that, like I said, this part says, let me just summarize it. Upon migration, when your token is migrated, you will have to wait 14 days pending period. The unlocked portion will be free for use immediately after the 14 days pending period. That is to say, when you are migrated, you will not have access to it immediately. You will wait after 14 days. Then after 14 days, the unlocked portion, you can have access to it, while the locked portion will be locked until the duration you locked it, you get. So when you click on that, this migrates to mainnet. The next thing that is supposed to pop up is official verification. Now Now mine wouldn't go through because I have already done the facial verification and I am set for migration. So do yours, and when it gets to the facial verification, just follow the on-screen instruction, verify yourself, make sure you are in an environment where there is enough light, and make sure it is daytime so that it can easily capture you for the facial verification. So that's that for that. See you in my next video. If you have any questions regarding to Pi network, and if you're having any issues with your Pi, either migration or anything, do well to let me know in the comment section and I will attend to you or help you out. Thank you very much. Do well to like, share and subscribe, and turn on the notification so that when I drop new videos you will be alerted. Thank you.